With that, you didn't tune in to hear me, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Ed Sullivan, who is with Ritchie Brothers, and let them go through and tell you about what they have to offer. So with that, you can go ahead and take over control, Ed, and we can go from there.
Great. Thank you, Trenton. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. See, Mary, I guess you'll be able to get our slideshow up.
Yeah, it looks like, Trent, it's telling me I'm disabled again.
We've disabled you?
Yeah.
We can re-able you.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, while we work on that, again, thank you for being here. Thanks, VAA, for giving us the opportunity to present our new innovative suite of services that we rolled out at the beginning of this year. I think it's really important to get this out to all of you as early as possible, as getting on board now could really benefit you in the future. So I'm Ed Sullivan. I'm the Territory Sales Manager for Northern Virginia. Also with us today is Ryan Funk, who is our Regional Sales Manager covering the entire Mid-Atlantic region. Mary Claire Allen is our Technical Account Manager that's overseeing this new suite of services, and she'll be presenting today as well. I believe Chris Owens is on this meeting, and he is my counterpart that covers the southern part of Virginia. So got great information for you. Again, thanks for being here. A couple of things, as Trenton mentioned, please put your questions into the Q&A tool, and we'll try to answer those at the end. You'll be receiving some pop-up polling questions throughout this presentation. Please answer those as they pop up on your screen. They'll be coming directly to me, and I'll be using them to better understand the needs of my territory. So thank you in advance for your participation with those, and I will turn it over to Mary. Thanks, Mary.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the presentation again, Trent and Caroline. Thanks again for having us. So we're going to jump into give you guys a little introduction of Ritchie Brothers if you're not completely familiar with us, and then jump into our RBAS suite, which is Ritchie Brothers Asset Solutions. So if you all are not aware, Ritchie Brothers is a large industrial auctioneer, and that is where we got our name. We now obviously are very much a technological company. We have a lot more platforms than we did in the past. Back in 2019, as you see on the screen, we've had over $5 billion in gross transaction value. We have over 40 sites worldwide, 30 of those being in North America. So we're all over. So if you guys have any issues, no matter where you're at, whatever your location, we're happy to help. And lucky for you, all up in the Northeast corner, we have plenty up that way as well. So just a slide to kind of show you guys a few of our customers, very well-known names. They've been working with us for years. A lot of them have been taking advantage of our new RBAS suite of tools as well, which is why we do want to make sure that we enlighten all of you as well with any tools that we do have available. So with that said, our biggest goal here, what Ritchie Brothers likes to help our clients answer, is number one, how do I improve asset management efficiencies, and how do I maximize value in the disposition of used equipment? So these two questions really got us thinking, what can we do to assist our customers as a whole better? So that is where Ritchie Brothers Asset Solutions came from. We currently have three major tools within this suite. The IMS, which is Inventory Management System. We have RBAV, which is Ritchie Brothers Asset Valuator. And then we also have our Market Trends program. So this, it encompasses all of our data within all of our platforms, puts it all together, spits out some graphs, some reports, whatever you may need, depending on what your category of equipment is, makes, brands, models, all that good stuff. So we're going to touch on every single one of those going forward. So again, as I mentioned, our Ritchie Brothers Asset Solutions is a suite of tools that we want to ensure is available to our customers. It's an integrated platform. We provide inventory management, as I mentioned. It allows you as the customer to track your inventory, whether you sell it through one of our sales channels or not. It does allow you to track it, to make any changes to it. It's exactly that, a management system. And to go a little bit further in detail within our IMS system, as you see, it looks exactly like just a dashboard. It keeps track of all of your assets dependent on the status that they're in. If you choose to workflow an asset through one of our sales channels, you have the control to do so. So you're not waiting on one of us to actually push your assets through the system. You're able to not only add the assets to your IMS dashboard, but also workflow the assets to a sales channel, whether it's a Ritchie Bros live auction location or an Iron Planet weekly featured or Marketplace E option, which is our reserve online option. And with that, as I mentioned, not only does it assist you managing your assets, but it will help you, our Ritchie Bros asset valuator tools within this management or this inventory management system. So it'll help you make better decisions on how to dispose of your assets, how to maximize value. We also, we do allow just inspection. So again, if you're not wanting to workflow an asset through one of our sales channels, you are able to just request an inspection, get a better idea of the condition of your assets, if it needs any repairs or refurbishing prior to actually selling it. We are here to assist in that doing. And as I mentioned, the Ritchie Bros Asset Valuator, this screen kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. The pop-up asset right there in the middle, it kind of blocks everything behind it, but this gives you an idea of what you're doing. If you want to find a value of an asset, the market value, the most current market value within the Ritchie Bros sales channels of an asset, this is where you'll find it. You can range your data from the past 2 years, the past 90 days, the past 30 days. You're able to adjust all of your parameters to ensure that you're getting the most recent accurate information to assist in the valuation of your assets. So not only are you able to see that information, you can pick and choose which features you want to include. You can look at the asset itself, whichever asset sold in the past, and you can actually pull up the pictures as well as the inspection report as well. So it gives you a full overall view of these assets and what their value is, where it comes from, and it gives you a better idea of how to value your assets. And as I mentioned, this tool is available in the IMS dashboard. We are hoping here in the near future, what will happen once you actually upload your assets into that IMS dashboard, that price, that market value that we offer through the valuator will automatically be synced up to those assets. So you won't have to go in and actually search for this information. It will automatically pull for you. But again, that's one of those enhancements and updates that we hope to have out in here in Q2, Q3 this year. These tools are very much in the beginning stages, but we're always hoping to get them bigger, better, more enhanced, more helpful for our customers as well as internally. So the last tool that we do provide is that market trends tool, as I mentioned. So this provides all of the data that we have within all of our Ritchie Bros sales platforms. So again, that includes our RB live auctions, our Marketplace E auctions on Iron Planet, as well as our weekly featured. So anything that we have sold is included within this market trends report. You're able to find reports on just certain categories of assets. You're able to track which make and model sells better and when would be the best time to actually dispose of a certain piece of equipment. And again, this is just going off of the data of the past. And this is another one of those where you can adjust the parameters and the ranges to better assist in your decision making. And this here is an example of one of those market trends reports. Here I was looking up asphalt paving equipment and the which make and model is the best selling within our company. So this was just year over year from September 2019 to September 2020. It looks like the CAT AP 1055D. Sorry, the screen's a little small there, but that looks like it was the highest selling piece of equipment in the asphalt paving category within Ritchie Bros. So again, that includes everything that's sold within Ritchie Bros Live, online, both Iron Planet and Marketplace E. And then as you see on that top right, you can see all of the other best-selling brands or makes that we have in that category as well. So
Mary
again,
Claire, do you want your polling question?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you, Trent. So guys, kind of backtracking here. Yes, one of our polling questions was if you guys currently have a pricing tool that you use, or if you just use your own internal data, which both, I'm sure are fantastic utilizations, but we do provide this asset valuator tool. As of now, it is It is a free beta trial, so you're able to actually register online and utilize this. However, if you do log into our IMS dashboard and you do become a user of that particular platform, this valuator it's a tool within that platform. So you're able to use both at the same time. Thank you again, Trent, for that. So jumping again here, going back through, the Ritchie Bros Asset Solutions, the tools again, guys, we have our IMS, our inventory management system, our RBAB, our Ritchie Bros Asset Valuator, as well as the market trends report. So overall, all of these, we hope that they help improve your asset management efficiencies as well as maximize the value and the disposition of used equipment. Those two main questions we hope to answer. And with that, we're going to jump into the market trends or more of the market strategies and sales strategies that Ed's going to hop into. So Ed, go right ahead.
Hey, Mary, great overview of the IMS tool and the pricing tool. Really big things coming from Ritchie Bros, especially with our recent purchase of Rouse Services, which is a clearinghouse of transactional data. I think upwards of $60 billion that we're going to now add into all of our pricing matrices. So fantastic. Appreciate that. Before I go any further, I just want to introduce Ryan Funk again. I know he's on the call. Ryan, I think you wanted to say a couple things there. So.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. I don't have much to go over. Ed and Mary Claire are going to work this for everybody, but I want to say thank you to the VAA, as well as Ed and you and Mary Claire putting this on. Really exciting stuff, as Ed mentioned, with Ritchie Bros, and look forward to seeing all of you soon when COVID's over. So thanks again.
Thanks, Ryan. Glad that you're here with us. So quickly running through this as fast as I can, just out of respect for everybody's time here. So really message of the day is it's a seller's market. We're seeing heavy equipment pricing up 2% over what it was last year. So all things considered, this is pretty fantastic. I mean, given all the blows we've been experiencing here in the economy and other ways. So really positive sign. We have a lot invested in our fleets financially and in other ways. So to know that the market's performing as strong as it is, it should be reassuring and give us some certainty in uncertain times. This does translate down to the local level. So although that's a macro view, I can tell you that all my sales throughout the past year have been meeting or exceeding expectations, which is really the message being delivered with that graph. The next part I'll get into is volume. So we have two major platforms that we utilize. Within these platforms are other tools and ways that we can sell. But just know that there's two buckets, right? IronClad and Ritchie Bros. IronClad is our online virtual sales tool, where we sell everything via online. And then Ritchie Bros is our traditional way that we would sell, where the equipment comes to our yard. Either you bring it to us or we come get it, and we sell it physically from our yard. So some differences is being Ritchie Bros is a site-specific sale, and our nearest site is Northeast Maryland, just north of Aberdeen. It tends to be more of a regional type sale. So we get a lot of traffic that comes to the yard. So people within travel distance, for example, will migrate to the yard to do their physical inspections. On the Ritchie Bros platform, we really prefer our buyers come and physically look at the equipment, whereas IronClad, we do the inspections for the buyers. So we send our inspector to your equipment, whether it's in your yard, on a job site, in the repair shop, or scattered throughout. We come to you, we take the pictures, do the inspections, and sell it right where it sits. So one of the questions I get all the time is, well, which platform's better? I want to get the most money. And the answer to that question is they both perform generally very similar. So it's the same buyers buying, just two different ways that they can buy. Now, what I would say, though, is that within that, there are some nuanced differences. There's some niches and there's some things to know that maybe certain assets of certain kinds might do a little better on one platform versus the other. And that depends on seasonality, the type of the equipment, and other factors. It's my job as the territory manager to make sure that I'm setting those expectations and we've got the right asset at the right place at the right time. So just some nuanced things there that I wanted to mention. The IronClad sale, the one we were looking at, they're weekly. We have one every week. That particular sale was an $11 million sale, which is a pretty average size, maybe slightly on the lower side, but that's to be expected given that a lot of equipment gets pushed out Q4. The most important part of that slide is really the international buyer participation. So we saw it at 11% of our buyers, thanks Mary, were from outside the US, from 26 different countries. This is significant because our international buyers are high-end buyers. They're really paying top dollar. They're competing with our end users to drive the price of that equipment. Contrary to what I used to think, or maybe other people think, is international buyers are usually the low-end wholesale type buyers, when in fact, they actually drive the pricing here in the US much higher than we would maybe typically see. So I see this watching my items sell. I'll see our sort of our wholesalers and our domestic end users, and then the international buyers jump in and really push it above, well above expectations. So all I want to say about that is that can happen because of our IronClad assurance. So as I mentioned, we do these inspections for the buyers and we list them, and then we guarantee those inspections for our buyers. So buyers have the confidence and the peace of mind to spend their money either down the street, across the country, or overseas. That's really unique to what we offer and very powerful to bringing more buyers to our marketplace. The Ritchie Bros sale we're looking at here is, again, showing $40 million sale. Now these are quarterly, so that was built up over 3 months. You can see the regional nature of it. However, we still have the same buyers. So we got plenty of international and other buyers throughout North America. So moving to the next slide, we're going to look at traffic. This is online demand. So this is basically our virtual foot traffic, right? Since Iron Planet, specifically on the right-hand side of the screen, is a virtual sale, there isn't necessarily a yard, there's a virtual yard. And what this is showing is that we're seeing consistent increases in the traffic to our virtual yard week over week, month over month. That's significant because Iron Planet's been around for quite a while. And the fact that we're bringing more people, consistently to our marketplace really speaks to the increase of market share and the driving of these end users and international buyers to our markets. So we got increase in visitors, people coming in and out of the yard. We've got an increase in detail views, and these are the guys actually coming to our website, clicking on the items, watching the videos, looking at our inspection reports, looking at the photos, really getting on the machine and pulling the dipstick. Then lastly, we have the watch listers, which are the ones that have checked the equipment out virtually and now adding it to their list of items that they really want to participate in buying. So great indicators across the board. I can track some of this pre-sale, and we have those discussions as your items are going up for sale to factor in how they're performing. Next slide would be end user participation. If you can click again. This is probably the most important slide because the end users are the ones paying the most. These are the Craigslist buyers, the Facebook Marketplace buyers, the classified ad buyers. These are the ones that have a need, a desire, maybe a want or a contract they need to fulfill, and they're willing to spend the most money to get the equipment. As you can see, we're approaching upwards of 80%, which is absolutely phenomenal for our marketplace. And that trend upwards is pretty significant. So between the end user buyers and our international buyers, that's a lot, attributing a lot to what we're seeing as far as price performance goes. And we're going to hope that trend continues to increase. Next slide would be, we're talking about selling strategies now. So the point of this slide is, Ritchie Bros and Iron Planet is more than just a list it, sell it type service. We have a lot more that we can offer with regards to strategies and how we sell your equipment. At the end of the day, we want to maximize your returns, but it all starts with setting expectations. My job as your territory manager is to make sure you know what your equipment's worth before we put it in the sale. And what that does is that makes sure we have a positive outcome. I'm judged and I'm really graded on how much equipment I can sell out of my territory. And I can only continue to sell more and more if you guys are coming back to me sale after sale with more equipment, and that you're only going to come back if we're having a good experience. So it's all about expectations. When we talk numbers and I give you a range of what it could bring, if that range doesn't work for you, we can look at setting it up different ways. Or if we don't have enough data to pull from, we can look at maybe a reserve sale or other type of options as well. Another thing that's important is, we can reduce or completely eliminate those perceived risks. I don't know, many of you may not know, but we can either just set a range of what it should bring based on past auction results, hence the pricing tool, Mary, or we can do guarantees where we guarantee an actual net amount from a sale of your package. And even one step further, we can actually split you back in when it goes over the guarantee amount, something that many of our competitors are not able to do. So some neat things that we can do when it comes to how we go put your equipment into the marketplace. We can do advances. So time to cash, for example, if you need a payout early within a couple of days, we have that option. Or if you can wait our standard 2 weeks, again, that'll determine what platform and what strategy we use. Logistics, do you want to ship it to our yard? Do you want us to pick it up? Do you want to sell it right where it sits? That comes into play. Is it permitted load, oversized loads? Creditors, if you've got liens, UCC filings, we have a team in-house that deals with creditors all day long. So we take that burden off your table. We know what they want, what they need, and we satisfy that on our end on your behalf. And ultimately, we kind of want to reduce the overall liability, especially on the private sales side. Dealing with the private buyers can be quite a headache. There's no test drives, there's no tire kickers or bounce checks or midnight phone calls or Facebook messages or Craigslist deals or Nigerian prince scams. Okay. Everything was handled by us from start to finish with regards to the sale. So we list it and then we send you a check or, an ACH to payment into your account once the item's sold, handle everything in between, paperwork and all. So at the end of the day, our goal is to improve the business efficiency by ensuring consistency in the selling results for your entire fleet and making sure they're in line with the global marketplace. We want you to know what your fleet is worth at any given time so that you can make the most detailed and accurate decisions about how you would like to sell those. And that goes back to the pricing tool and the IMS suite of services that we're offering. It's really about making decisions based on really accurate data, making sure we're maximizing the value on each and every asset. So that's all I had. I appreciate everybody's time again, and I will turn it back to Trent.
If I'm not mistaken, Ed, you had a couple final polls that you wanted run. So hopefully everybody's seeing it on their screen, that looking at the disposition of any equipment that people are trying to sell. So we'll leave this poll up for a moment and then we have one final poll, but we definitely, excuse me, appreciate everybody logging in and joining us. All right, so it seems pretty stable. Not too many people are looking to sell the equipment. So if you're just curious, there's the results. But one final question would be, do you want to see the system, see a demo of it? So as, excuse me, as we finish out, if you had any questions you wanted to have asked, just send them in. Very thorough presentation by Mary Claire and by Ed. So again, if you don't want to ask them in this setting, we have all their contact information that you can reach out to them as well. And with that, I'm going to end the polling and share those results with you all. And now, let's see, view, let's go.